Hi there folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today we are looking at a 2013 Kia Sportage. This is the KX-3 model. It's the CRD diesel, which develops 134 horsepower. It's a two-owner car that has done, it's 101,000 miles from new, this one's on. So, quite a desirable little car these are, especially in this spec, because this is the four-wheel drive model with the panoramic glass roof. So that's the one that everyone wants. This particular car as well is finished in what I think is the nicest colour. It's a burnt orange metallic. Really looks fantastic, even on the most miserable of South Wales days that we've got today. Unfortunately, the sun is nowhere to be seen. But this car looks nice and bright. The colour really pops at you when you have the sun sort of catch it. And this one's also got the 18-inch alloy wheels, which have been recently refurbished by the previous owner in black, which I think suits the car really, really well. So KX3 models of this car are a lot higher spec than the regular Sportage. Essentially, you get all the toys in this one, including the full leather interior, an opening panoramic roof, and lots of chrome trim. As you can see, the door handles, this sweeping sort of chrome line that comes to the back and then goes up like that. Nice aluminium look roof rails above that, and a discreet little black spoiler on the top of the rear hatch. It's a really practical family car, which also happens to look extremely stylish. Think of it as essentially a Qashqai rival, because it's a very similar size to the Qashqai. But I do really like the chunky styling of this sort of model of Sportage. There have been a number of different Sportages. This was actually the third generation of Sportage when it came out, and they've had a couple of revisions since. It's always been a really, really good seller, and it's just very easy to see why. What I would say is that there are many base model Sportages around, because they were very, very good value for money when they came out. But they are quite basic. You need to go really for something like this KX3 to get a really decent specification. And there's not that much difference now that they are sort of 10, 12 years old between the base models and the KX3s. So it's worth paying that bit extra to get the toys that would have cost you an absolute fortune when these cars were new. So let me show you what this car offers you. For a start, as I say, the wheels are newly refurbished on it. They are black, which I think really suits the car because it matches the matte black trim that you get over all the wheel arches on it and down the side skirts. So that's a really attractive feature. They are the original wheels, though, that have just been refurbished, and they are 18 inches with, as you can see, very good tyres on them as well. Dunlop tyres, in fact, on this particular car, and lashings of tread left on them, so they're fairly new, those tyres are. Car itself, well, it's in very, very good condition. This is a colour that is very hard to match in the paint shop, so I'm glad to say this one appears to all be original. It's not multicoloured like others I've seen. There is, though, a little touch-in mark by here on it, which has been done by the previous owner, and I think I forgive it that, given its age and mileage. That's pretty much the only mark on the car. The rest of it is, as you can see, in very, very good condition indeed. So it looks like it's had a nice easy life, this car. As I say, only two owners from new is always a good sign on a car. Let's have a look inside. So one of the reasons I think these Sportages was such a success is you've got a really good wide opening boot. It's got a level floor, nice, easy to use parcel shelf, and a cargo net as well in it. So it's just really well tailored for family life, this car is. There's plenty of space in here to get your kids' bikes in, to get various sort of shopping trips, IKEA trips. It's just a very, very good, well proportioned boot, if that makes sense. And not just, there's lots of cars that have big boots, but they have narrow openings to get in that are awkward. But the Sportage is nice and wide and very, very easy to get your stuff in and out of. So it's a massive thumbs up there, and it does make this car very, very good as a family car. Moving on to the rear compartment, well, your kids are going to be happy in here. It has got, because it's the high spec one, it's got the stitched leather in it, which looks fantastic. It's really nice and soft as well, this leather is. It does feel really high quality. And you've got the glass roof on it. Now, it is two opening panels on this particular car, which is really good. So the front panel slides back over that rear one. So you've got like a very large sunroof up front, but two big panels of glass, which essentially just give you a very light interior, and the kids seem to love that. It has got the pull down armrest in the middle as well, so let's just have a quick look at that. Oh, it's a bit stiff, it doesn't feel like it's been used a lot, but it has got the cup holders built into it, look. So again, that's really, really useful for the kids. So it's perfect as a family vehicle, and luckily this one's been fitted with the high sort of quality rubber mats in it, which are quite hard wearing, so it should put up with them kicking and scraping their feet along and scuffing their feet on your carpets. Should keep the actual carpet of the car really, really clean and tidy. And let's just check. It's pretty much like new under there. It's just been valeted, so it's a bit damp actually, but we've just had the mats cleaned on it, and that's the reason for that. But yeah, really good. One thing I want to point out as well, and it's something that you really do only get on these higher spec models, these rear seats are heated, which is very unusual in a car in this class. You do get that on Range Rovers, Land Rover Discoveries, that sort of thing, but not many cars in this sort of compact class have got things like the panoramic roof and the rear heated seats. So it's a real luxury touch that Kia put in what is essentially a family hatchback. So very, very good thinking. Up front, more leather and a really nice looking cockpit. I do like these sort of 3-spoke wheels that Kia do. They've got sort of a split spoke design at the bottom, but you've got your phone controls on there, and this model being the higher spec, again, it's got the cruise control on it, which is something that I very much like on these cars. It's a 6-speed manual in this particular one. It has got all the usual toys like the climate control, parking sensors to the front and the rear, but of course it's also got things like the heated seats, which on these leather seats really do feel quite luxurious. It's got a trip computer as well, and it's even got a diff lock on it, which is just down by here. So you can lock the central diff and make it reasonably good off-road. In fact, you know, if you're in the snow, the ice, that sort of thing, the Sportage is going to be able to handle pretty much anything you throw at it. So it's actually a really useful vehicle. It is a mini SUV, really. And while the base models are 2-wheel drive, you know, this one actually has got the 4-wheel drive system to match its quite macho-looking lines. Now let's jump in behind the wheel. Instantly you feel comfortable in this car. It's got a really good glass area, nice and easy to look out of, and very big door mirrors, which give you excellent visibility. Being the KX3 model, again, as I say, it has got these parking sensors to the front and the rear. You will be glad of those when you're trying to get into a tight parking space. And that's your heated seat switches by here, either side of the gear lever. Nice simple climate control, and a CD stereo, which has got Bluetooth accessibility for your phone and your media system. So quite a well-spec'd car, this. Just before the era of touchscreens, so you actually have got physical switches, but I quite like that. I do like a nice switch rather than having silly fiddly touchscreens. Just turn that music down so as I can start it up for you. We want to hear it start. So start up sequence. Conventional key on this car. We do have 2 of them. One thing to listen out for, is there any thrust bearing or dual mass flywheel noise when I dip the clutch? Pleased to say there isn't. It's perfect, but always make sure you do that and listen out for changes in the engine note and rattles, because dual mass flywheels on this car can be quite expensive. As you can see, it's on 101,934 miles. The little warning light down there is just to tell me the temperature is below, I think, 4 degrees. So yeah, I'm feeling that today. But let's give it a rev and let's just see how she sounds when we rev her. There we are. Nice sounding engine, in fairness. I've driven this car today myself and really enjoyed the way it drove. It went really, really well. Performs brilliantly. Pulls really well through the gears. Nice torquey diesel in it. And being that little bit higher up, you've just got a really good view of the surroundings, which is great. As I say, it has got the parking sensors front and rear as well. Put it into reverse like that, you get a little beep. That tells you that it's all sort of, you know, set up. And if you get close to stuff, it will give you an audible warning as you get closer to objects. So yeah, it's just a well thought out car. It's even got a little grab handle by here for the passenger if you get a bit too sort of energetic with it. So Really well thought out, separate controls for passenger and driver. You can put it on dual mode like I am there and it turns both, but the passenger can go it alone and have hotter or colder air than you've got on the driver's side, which is a neat feature, saves many marriages that. So all in all, a really nice, well proportioned car, ideal for the family, not too expensive to run as well. It is pretty good on fuel, this particular car is, with a 1.7 diesel, and all the toys in it. We've even got, look, the power fold mirrors, which are really handy. There we are. And I think you can set it up so they actually power fold in when you lock the car up, which is quite handy. Overall, it's a great little car. This is. It's got a nice feel about it. It does have a bit of a sort of sporty look with the certainly with this burnt orange metallic colour, and it's got all the luxury in it that I would want in a family car. I do like having the leather seats. They wipe clean if you've got kids and stuff like that. They're easy to keep clean, you know, and having them heated both front and rear does give this car a much more luxurious feel than you would expect from a mid-sized Kia. So it's quite a surprising car, really. But still very cheap to run, very easy to drive, and very easy to live with. Kia dealerships are fantastic to deal with. They've got a great reputation, and they do give their new cars a 7-year guarantee on them, which I think does really, you know, tell you a lot about what quality these cars are. They've got a lot of confidence in their product, Kia have, and it does really show, because even this one now, which is 11 and a half years old, has got a real good quality feel to it. It still looks very modern. It's got that modern crossover look about it, and it drives absolutely faultlessly. So let us know if it's of interest to you. We are happy to arrange delivery anywhere in the UK. We'd also be more than happy to take your old car in part exchange, so please feel free to let us know what you've got, and we'll work out a deal to suit you. My number, as ever, is 07932 873 646. I mean, I love this colour, but please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you had one previously, maybe? Let us know your own experiences of the Kia Sportage and your opinions on it. I personally, if it was down to me, I would have one of these probably over a Qashqai. Yeah, I've said it. I know the Qashqai is probably the most popular car in Britain, but I personally think these Kias have got a nicer look about them, nicer feel. Let me know your thoughts though, guys. Let me know which one you would have. And as ever, please give us a like, a share. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button. And also, if you hit the notifications, you will be kept abreast of cars that we've got coming into stock. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I hope to see you very soon. And it's goodbye for now.